really want to react to Open Mike Eagle. Shout out to him though, man. He's cool. Um, it'd be funny to react to another live. Yeah, I don't know, man.
So you make music, you put it out, and nobody that you know listens to it. Well, that's probably going to stay that way, and I'll explain why. So it's one thing to support people that you're friends with their art. I think that's really important. You know, encouragement, support in any way that you can, very, very important. But at the end of the day, if you put music out and your friends don't like it and they don't listen to it, you can't really fault them for that. Not everything is for everybody. And just because somebody knows you doesn't mean that they're going to like your art, you know? Like a lot of times when I experience someone's art or listen to their music or whatever of somebody that I know personally, my brain automatically is more critical of it because, you know, you feel like you can relate to it more because you know them on a personal level. So if there's like an expectation that you have for it and then they don't execute it in how you thought that they would, that might cause you to, you know, not feel as connected to the art as you would have expected.
I don't, I don't know if I look at it that way. I think I don't know. I'm pretty open minded when I listen to other people's music, especially like not especially if I know them. I might be a little more critical, but I'm usually pretty open minded when it comes to that stuff.
Also, nobody's obligated to do anything either. So if somebody doesn't want to listen to it, you can't really knock them for that either. And the amount of friends that you have compared to the amount of people that need to listen to your music for you to succeed, it really doesn't matter. You know, you're going to have to find so many more people that like your music and want to support you in order for you to succeed with your music. So, this is something that I got really hung up on for a while because I would put out music, I would put out, you know, I would release it and show my friends and stuff. And, you know, I never really got that much response from them. Or I would get some response, but it wouldn't be like what I expected. And again, this was years ago. I don't have these expectations anymore. But it's understandable to have these expectations. But at the end of the day, it's always people that you don't know that end up supporting you the most. And it's always the people that know you that have a harder time supporting you and connecting with your art. For some reason, that just seems like that's how it's worked out, at least for me. Let me know if it's different for you. I also feel like if you are
I don't know. I don't really care about that. You know what I mean? I kind of just put stuff out and let people find it. I don't even spend a lot of time promoting my stuff on social media because, yeah, kind of for that reason. Like, but I also don't care to have like the people on my social media hearing and buying all my music. I'd rather kind of have it be the other way around. Like have people find me through YouTube and then go to my social medias. You know what I mean? And then I don't even really post so. But I remember like back in Facebook days. Excuse me, I'm off Facebook, but back when I was, there'd always be like local artists like complaining about, oh, if you're not listening to my music, just unfriend me, bro. Just unfriend me.
are making music and putting it out, and all of your friends are like gassing it up, and they're like, yeah, this is amazing. You know, they support you, all that stuff. That's great. But if you put it out and no one else really likes it or no one else really connects to it, then the people that are listening to it and supporting you might not be being fully honest. They might just be kind of yes manning you. And I think that's
I mean, I don't know, dude. I know a lot of like local artists who drop music regularly and do shows, and people actually support them. You know, they're friends. I'm friends with a bunch of them. You know, But they're good, and I don't know if that's like what the main difference is. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe the people he's talking about aren't that great. Um, but I don't know. Seen it, seen it go both ways, dude.
Sort of a tactic that people use when they don't want to be honest with their friends. But I would much rather my friend reach out to me and be like, hey, I listened to your song. It's not really for me, but I think it's cool that you're doing this. And I do have friends that do that, and I really greatly appreciate that. But at the same time, if I put stuff out and nobody listens to it that I know, and I get no feedback from people that I know, well, there's nothing I can really do about that, is there?
But I think he said it earlier in the video. Like, how many people do you know, and how many people do you need to like make enough money to like live off your music? It's like not even close. Even if all your friends, not even close.
And
it's not enough people.
It really does feel like, especially if you're a smaller artist, you really have to find people one person at a time that like your music. Because even if somebody listens to your song, it doesn't mean they're going to listen to anything else you've done. It doesn't mean they're going to actually support you. It doesn't mean that they're going to keep up with you as you put more music out. So finding those supporters is really hard, and it's a very slow process. But in my opinion, that's the better way to go about it, because
Ada, when this book
the people that support you will actually support you for what
came
you're
out,
doing, and not just because they know you. Because that can be, that's not really the best way to establish being an artist, in my opinion. People shouldn't like your art just because they know who you are. They should like it because it's good art. That's just how it is. And obviously, that comes down to personal preference. And I have plenty of friends that put out music. I love that they make music. I love that, they've been creating. And I love hearing what they make. Even if I don't like it, I still love to listen to it because I just want to hear what my friends are making. That doesn't mean I'm going to like listen to it every day. I'm not going to put it on my playlist and listen to it all the time, Sometimes I do. If I really like their music, I'll listen to it as if it's just any other song.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend either, but I definitely have friends who have like songs that like I go back to like all the time. You know what I mean? So yeah, my bad. Had to reset that. But yeah, I definitely have songs that my friends made that I still go back to. Dev has songs. Mecca's got a few. Ali. I mean, legit, dude. I'm putting together a tape and a bunch of not a tape, but like a project with like other artists on my beats, and a lot of the songs are old. Like I have like 13 songs ready, and yeah, a lot of the songs are old, and it's because I like those songs. You know what I mean? And they're like they've been put out before, like random SoundCloud releases and stuff like that. But yeah,
something if I don't like it just because it's
and really like 13 songs is a lot. Like old songs that like I still like and I still think are pretty good. Like that's a lot.
Somebody that I know, and I don't think that anyone should have that expectation. But again, like I said, when you're a smaller artist, it feels like that's the right thing to do because you don't have an audience yet. So you want your audience to be the people that know you. But I don't know, like I know it's not the best analogy to compare making music and releasing it to a job, but let's say you have a friend that works at like, I don't know,
I don't know, dude. I'm not like going to work and telling everybody about my channel and telling them to watch my streams and shit like that. I'm not really like, again, not posting it on my fucking Instagram like that. Like in my Discord, yeah, because my Discord is like centered around this shit, but not on social media, not on fucking Twitter, not on Twitter and Instagram. And that's really the only place I would have friends. You know what I mean? Everywhere else is like, well, I don't have anywhere else. That's it.
Smoothie shop, and you don't like smoothies, you're probably not going to go visit your friend at work and get a smoothie just because they work there. You might be like, it's cool that you like your job. It's cool that you are doing something that you enjoy. Maybe they really love smoothies. They want to like open their own smoothie bar one day. So they're like working their way up, learning how to make smoothies the
This sounds like a Chat GPT analogy.
right way, and interacting with customers, all that stuff. Great. But just because they're doing that doesn't mean you need to support them. You can like encourage them and be happy for them that they're pursuing their passion, but you don't necessarily have to like, I don't know. You don't have to go buy a smoothie if you don't want it. And that's just how I see putting out music.
I don't know, dude. This guy's kind of framing it like musicians' friends are spending all their money on their musician friends' music. You know what I mean? That's not what's happening. I don't think there's a problem with people buying too much music or spending too much time listening to their friends' music that they don't like.
It's very similar.
But yeah, I feel you, dude. The expectation is there from a lot of artists. Like, oh, what are my friends? Yeah, I feel you.
And I think, again, I say this in all my videos.
The real title of this video should have been "Your friends will never like your music, and you shouldn't expect them to," or some shit like that.
But focusing on what you're making is the most important thing. Sharing what you're making should be an afterthought. It should come after you're done creating. This is just my opinion. This is just how I work. So, take it with a grain of salt. Think whatever you want. This is just my opinion. But I don't think it's a problem if your friends don't like your music. I think that's just the situation. It is what it is. Because you shouldn't be making music for other people's approval anyway. You shouldn't be making music with the intention of your friends liking it. Like, it's a bonus. It's cool if they do. But I've definitely fallen into the trap where I'm like, man, I wish my friends liked my music more. Maybe I should make music that I think that they would like. And that doesn't necessarily happen. Because the way you are approaching something in your head and executing it, you might perceive it differently than somebody else. Like, I've been working on a bunch of music for a new project that I'm going to put out soon. Or I don't even know how it's going to come out yet, but I've been working on a bunch of new music.
Watch it.
And last night, me and my partner sat down. I showed her 20 songs that I've been working on, and I just wanted her opinion because she hasn't heard a lot of them. And the ones that were my favorite, some of them she really liked, but there was other ones that were my favorite, and she was like, yeah, it's okay. And then there was ones that I had completely written off in my head.
That happens to me all the time. She was like,
this is amazing. You should work on this more.
That happens to me all the time.
So I think getting feedback from people, maybe before you put your song out, is good to do, especially if it's someone that you trust and that has an artistic mind that you respect and they understand your music to a certain degree. I think that is probably more beneficial. But even so, you should take their advice and then do what you want still. Like, it's important to have other eyes and opinions on what you do because that's going to happen no matter what if you're putting your music out. Ideally, more people will watch it and more people will experience it. So that's just inevitably going to happen. So maybe getting feedback from people while you're working on stuff before you put it out is the move. And then once it's out, it is what it is. That's up.
I think you should. I think the people you get feedback from should like be very small group. You know what I mean? And kind of a mix of people who don't make music and people who do make music. But I don't know. I don't really send stuff out for feedback, especially not recently, because a lot of the stuff I make is just here on live. I don't really make anything off of here. You know what I mean? But so I tend to get pretty instant feedback on stuff. You know what I mean? People tell me right away, either like, when they watch the VOD or whatever, they'll text me like, yo, I want to use that, whatever. But I also don't like accept feedback from everybody, you know what I mean? Good or bad. Like, if I like it, then it's good, you know what I mean?
To the world to decide what happens. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that this week because this is something I've thought about a lot over many years making music. I still struggle with it a little bit, but at this point, I think I've kind of come to terms with where I'm at in the context of my friends with music, and it is what it is. So just make music, make the art that you like, figure out the other stuff later. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some inspiration. That's really all I'm trying to do with this channel now. Inspire people, open up conversations. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. These are just things that I think about, that I think are interesting, that I think other people would think are interesting and is worth having a conversation about. So let me know what you guys think. I put out a new video every Sunday, so you can come back next week for a new one.
It's like church.
And I'll see you then.
It's a pretty nice hoodie, not gonna lie.